So seriously, the Ioniq 6 offers some really good range, but this one feature is so annoying. Hi guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman, and this week I'm behind the wheel of the World Car of the Year award winner 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6. Before I get into the real world range and see how this EV potentially fits your lifestyle, here are your Ioniq 6 fast facts. Meet the first ever 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6. This all-electric streamliner, because calling it a sedan would just be way too boring, is set to give Tesla's Model 3 its biggest challenge yet. The Ioniq 6 is offered as a long-range rear-wheel drive or long-range dual-motor all-wheel drive, which is producing 320 electric horsepower, all coming from a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and can go from 0 to 100 in 5.1 seconds. The max range of the Ioniq 6 is all dependent on battery choice and wheel size. So choose wisely at time of purchase, because you can either travel up to 581 kilometers or 361 miles. When it comes to charging, Hyundai suggests times from 0 to 80% full within 18 minutes using a DC fast charger. But keep watching for my real world range and charge times. The 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6 is jam-packed with available tech, and here are a few of my favorite. Like smart doors, just make sure the key fob's in your pocket. Like smart park, for those tight situations, or not. Like smart trunk, look, no hands or feet required. Amazing! And my personal favorite, video blind spot monitoring. Say hi. Say hi again. Double amazing. Tesla's Model 3 offers more cargo space front and back, but Hyundai can still brag that the Ioniq 6 offers slightly more range. The interior of the Ioniq 6 is spacious, definitely comfortable, and offers so much tech. But don't let the dual 12.3-inch screens intimidate you, because everything is super easy to use. And I'm going to show you how. Now subscribe and let's go. This week I'm behind the wheel of the preferred with ultimate package long range with dual motor all-wheel drive. Or essentially in the US, this would be the limited trim. And what I do whenever I'm behind the wheel of any EV is put it through my real world range test. And essentially that is me driving for 90 minutes using all of the driving modes. So eco, normal, and sport. And this would provide you with a real world estimate of what you can expect from a day-to-day perspective. So if you're driving to and from work. I use both urban streets and the highway, and my average speed is in between 50 kilometers an hour to 110. And I use the exact same roads. And braking regen is always maxed out. And in the Ioniq 6, that's referred to iPedal, but really that's only beneficial when you're going through stoplights or stop signs, right? When you're off the accelerator. All that aside, here is my real world range test. For test number 1, I used eco mode without the climate fan turned on. I began with a full charge of 484 kilometers, which is more than the advertised 435 kilometers with 20-inch wheels. As a side note, when I did turn my climate fan setting to 1, straight away before driving, I went down to 478 kilometers, which is only a loss of 6 kilometers in range. However, with the fan off during my 30-minute test drive, I concluded with 451 kilometers, resulting in a total usage of 33 kilometers in range. For test number 2, I used normal mode, no climate fan, and again, same road, same average speeds, and full braking regen. I began with 451 kilometers, but when I activated normal mode, I went down to 438 kilometers straight away. After my 30-minute drive, I ended with 406 kilometers, resulting in a total usage of 32 kilometers. For test number 3, I used sport mode, no climate fan, and again, same road, same average speeds, and full braking regen. I began with 406 kilometers, but as soon as I activated sport mode, I went down to 394 kilometers. After my 30-minute drive, I ended with 360 kilometers remaining. So to summarize, when I combine all driving modes using urban plus highway roads, no climate fan and braking regen set to the maximum, I averaged 17.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers and used a total of 19% of my battery, which resulted in a recharge of 15 hours and 40 minutes using a level 1 at-home charger. Look down in the description for a full breakdown of my results. I'm confident by driving like a normal person, the Ioniq 6 will provide you with great range. But the Ioniq 6 won't provide you with great range if you keep doing this. Sport mode activated, let's go. That's amazing. Your Ioniq 6 comes equipped with a standard remote starter that's located on your key fob, and this will help you to preheat or cool your cabin in advance, but depending on which trim level you purchase, there's also an available digital key. So if that's important to you, ask your Hyundai specialist about that feature. Now this week, again, to clarify, I'm reviewing the preferred trim with the ultimate package. Essentially, that is the limited trim in the US. So I get a little bit more, but I'll take you on a tour. So beginning up top, the small power sunroof is just that. It's completely power operated. Then these front seats are power operated as well. They're both heated and ventilated. The steering wheel as well is heated. And on the left-hand side, you'll find your adaptive cruise control settings and your steering assist. Just below there is a knob for your drive modes. You have eco, normal, and sport. Moving over to the right-hand side, you'll find your controls for your Bose audio sound system, which is amazing. You also have your voice commands and your Bluetooth. You have your paddle shifters located just in front of there, and this is your braking regen. Then your fully digital driver cluster is fully digital and it's customizable. And in this trim, you also receive a heads-up display. Moving over to the 12.3 digital touchscreen, it's also a swipe through. It's super easy to use. This is what I recommend. Swipe through to look at all the options, just so you get familiar. But you're mostly going to pay attention to setup icon and then vehicle icon. In there, you'll be able to customize a lot of your preferred driver assisted technology. So start with driving convenience. Then below there, you have your drive modes. Under there, this is super cool. You have active sound design, and it changes the sound of your Ioniq 6. It makes it really loud. It's actually pretty cool and super futuristic. And then under there is your heads up display. You can totally move it out of your line of sight, and you can decide what kind of content you want it to illustrate to you. So just give it a swipe through. It's all really easy to use. And remember, for Smart Trunk, which I'll show you, you have to activate it by going through here. And then of course you have your mapping, your navigation, your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. This is standard. This comes with Blue Link guidance as standard. So you'll be able to find your points of interest. So your food or your charging stations. That's probably the most important. Then underneath here, your climate panel, super straightforward, easy to use. Then in this particular trim, you also have your mobile charge pad. And then beside here, you have one USB port. Underneath your center stack, you have one 12-volt port. Inside your front center console, you'll find two more USB-C ports, and your storage is really, really decent. It does not matter where you are sitting back here. This space is amazing. And if you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm only 5'3", so I never complain about leg or head space, but trust me, it is so good. And these front seats are currently set up for someone who is 5'11". Now in this particular trim, these back seats are heated. They are not ventilated. They're also fixed, meaning they don't move forwards, backwards. They do not recline, but they do fold in a 60-40 split configuration. Storage throughout layout again is really impressive. You have mesh pockets behind both front seats. On the side doors, there are actually 3 different levels. So that's impressive. And of course, you can take advantage of your 2 traditional cup holders when nobody is sitting in the middle. As for back here as well, there is no climate panel, but you do receive vents, 2 USB-C ports, and below that is an additional storage space. Like I've already mentioned, the Ioniq 6 offers a small front trunk, which is only useful for very small items. And Smart Trunk is standard with the Ultimate Package or Top Trim Limited in the US. You could also pop your trunk door open by using your key fob. Rear cargo space is smaller than the Tesla Model 3, but I like the convenient handles provided on either side so you can lower your seats in a 60-40 split from the rear. I'll provide cargo comparisons down below. Connectivity isn't offered in the trunk, but you do receive a tire mobility kit and a small storage compartment under the trunk floor. 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6 final impressions. And before I summarize everything for you, I want to talk driver assisted technology, keeping in mind that this is the preferred trim with ultimate package, or essentially limited trim in the US. So this has the forward collision warning with pedestrian detection and emergency braking as well. It's really well done. Adaptive cruise control with stop and go. It's really, really smooth. And then of course, blind spot monitoring is actually standard, but I have video blind spot monitoring, which is by far the best driver assisted technology in the industry. And then the rear view camera is well done. And this has the 360-degree view as well, which looks good. All the graphics are well done. Then the only feature, which is super annoying to get used to, is this gear selector, because traditionally when you have a gear shift selector, it's forward to go reverse and then you go back to go forward. So technically Hyundai has done it correctly. So you turn the knob forward to drive and then backwards to reverse. So they have it right, but it's just super annoying because it takes a second to get used to, but whatever. Overall driving impressions, super smooth, really well done. At first, to be transparent, I really thought this vehicle was one of the ugliest I've ever seen, but it grows on you. And because it drives so well and it's so comfortable, and even the standard features are all really impressive, it just grows on you, right? Visibility is great out the front and the sides. There's no blind spot out that C-pillar area because there is a small window. The only thing that I would fix is noise cabin quality. I think Hyundai can do a little bit better. But what I like to do in all of my videos is recommend a test drive, and you have to look down in the description below because I try to make your purchasing experience easier for you. And remember, all of my real world range tests and charging stats are all down there. But for now, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out the new website, automotivewoman.com. Thanks for watching.